Hi guys, I'm back with another Get Ready With Me, and today is going to be one brand, and it's going to be Natural Collection. If you watched my Boots haul a few days ago, you will have seen this. I've just realised I've not taken the sellotaped off this. I swear, I have just sat and unsellotaped. It must have taken me, well, way more than 10 minutes to just sit and unsellotape everything. And it's not like, you know when things are sealed in a factory and everything's got kind of that shrink wrap on it, which is really annoying. I get that that's annoying as it is, but everything from the brand has been sellotaped up. It is so annoying to try and kind of pick at sellotape and open everything up. So that's like made me annoyed before we even started. Oh, there's another thing I haven't managed to do. Oh no, this one is actually properly shrink wrapped. That's not so bad. But everything else has been kind of, it looks like it's been sellotaped in the store. Whoever got that job must have been super annoyed with it as well. But anyway, Natural Collection. I've got everything but brows from this particular brand, because I don't think they do brows at all. I know that you can get different matte eyeshadows that you could use as a brow shadow or brow powder, but I decided to skip it completely. So I'm just going to jump in. I've got the Tinted Moisturiser in Fair as my base. Really difficult to control. I just got a tiny, that's a tiny amount. That is the smallest amount I could have squeezed out of that tube. Really difficult to control how much comes out, but the actual texture of it feels quite nice. I do prefer to put my base products on with my fingers, so the fact that I'm doing that and that it's messy and stuff, I'm kind of used to that anyway. And it does kind of seem to work well if that's the way that you'd like to apply your base products as well. I don't know how it would apply with a brush or a sponge, but especially with a tinted moisturiser or something that's a little bit more sheer, I find that it blends out a little bit better with your fingertips. So it's minimal coverage to start with, and then I've got the Cover Up Cream in Fair, which is basically their liquid concealer like this. See, I think this is a little bit dark for me. That actually dried really quickly. To the areas that I left to blend out last, it kind of had set already, so I couldn't blend it very well. That's not great. And I would say that's actually no more coverage than the Tinted Moisturiser. There's a lot of area around here that I would normally cover up with a concealer that I feel like I still would need to cover up after using that cream. I'm going to set all of that with the pressed powder, and the colour that I have is neutral. I'm going to do blush and highlight first of all. The blush that I have, the blush that I have first of all falls out of the thing. I forgot about that. It's called Pink Cloud, so this is the colour, which I think is quite sweet. It's not focusing, but there you go. It's kind of quite a delicate pink colour. Ooh, I went a little bit, I don't think it's showing up on camera, but I went a little bit overboard there because someone commented on my haul video that they couldn't get this to show up. I think as with brands like ELF and other, I remember it used to happen with MUA sometimes, some of these cheaper brands, you don't get a really consistent level throughout. So I can recommend something and then you can pick it up and it might not be exactly the same. I'm going to top it with an eyeshadow which is called Butterscotch, which in the pan looks really matte. I'm sure you'll agree. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything, but when I swatched it, it looked quite sheeny. So I'm hoping, I think when you get past that first layer, it does have a bit of a sheen to it. I don't know if that's going to pick up if I kind of move it around, but it does have a bit of a sheen to it, to my eye. And then when you swatch it, it does as well. So I'm going to try and use this in the same way that I would use like an illuminating powder. It definitely does something. I would recommend that. I don't know whether or not I would put it under here again because it feels quite powdery. But here, where you wouldn't mind that so much, it's quite nice. The eyeshadow that I got was Asteroid. This looked absolutely amazing when I swatched it in store. This was kind of very metallic-y. I'm just going to put this all over my lids. I got a fair bit of fallout from that, but I really like that colour. That's definitely a standout so far. The eyeliner that I chose was the liquid eyeliner in black. It's just called Liquid Eyelines. And I got this rather than a kohl because I just thought most brands can do some kind of pencil eyeliner and it's not too difficult. But liquid eyeliner is a little bit trickier, so I thought I would test their liquid one. It's not the world's blackest eyeliner, but I quite liked the formula. I quite liked the way that it applied, and I don't hate the brush either. It wasn't, you know, I've definitely tried worse for more money. Now I'm going to go in with a lip liner, which is the colour Ruby Rose. There weren't a lot of options for me. There were a lot of options that they had, well, the potential of options, but not a lot of options that were actually available. But they did have quite a few. I mean, everything from the natural collection is fairly natural shades, so you're not going to get anything super out there, but they had quite a few deeper nude shades that I would have been interested in, just they were out of stock. So this is the one I chose. That is not what I expected that to be at all. I mean, from the colour of the pencil, you would have expected this to be more kind of plummy, and they do have a plum one, which is why when I picked this up I thought, it looks at least a little bit deeper. I really like this colour, and it's probably a colour I would have chosen over this one, so I'm happy with it. But I feel like the indicator colour on this pencil is not all that great. And then I'm going to top that off with a lip gloss. It's called Juicy Lips, intense colour and shine with juicy flavour. Oh, I wonder what the flavour is. Caramel Shortcake is the colour of this one. It feels very dry. I don't know if it's the texture of the applicator or the product. When I press my lips together I can feel it, but as I'm applying it, it's very kind of dragging. It smells amazing. It smells really, really fruity. Very reminiscent of something, and I can't put my finger on it. Probably was these. It's probably this from 10 years ago. It smells very familiar. And I almost forgot mascara. There I was looking in the mirror thinking, something's missing. It's mascara. And I got the Lash Length mascara, which looks like this, which is super disappointing for me because I prefer like a rubbery kind of bristled brush, and it was really difficult to tell what they would look like, which is probably why everything's sellotaped together so you can't actually open stuff up and look, because people would. But I'm kind of disappointed with the applicator, but we will see. Definitely have to work it in, but this does work quite well. And it's something that I would never have picked up had I seen it. Had I been able to kind of like have a look at one if there'd been a tester. I would never have picked this one, but I quite like it. So I wanted to bring you over to some decent light because I couldn't film here, wasn't convenient, but where I was over there was like super dark light, not great. And I wanted to show you how everything really, really looked. So I'm quite happy with it. You know, there are definitely misses from the brand. The concealer wasn't great, but everything else I feel like was okay. The Tinted Moisturiser is kind of taking it back to what a Tinted Moisturiser should be. Tinted Moisturiser, I feel like between those BB, CC, whatever creams have become, people are expecting high density and really, really high coverage foundations and base products, and that's not what they were supposed to be at all. A tinted moisturiser for me should be a little bit of something to even out your skin tone when you're not wanting to do a full face of makeup, or maybe in the summertime or whatever else. Most of the time I don't want a really high coverage foundation, and when I reach for tinted moisturisers and BB creams these days, they're getting more high coverage. So I like that it's kind of, they've still got that option there, and especially because it's a brand that's aimed at teens and people starting out with makeup. It's not something like, for my daughter, if she was to start wearing makeup, I would definitely point her in that direction rather than kind of an Estee Lauder double wear direction, just to even everything out, and then potentially you cover up any breakouts and blemishes and things like that with concealer. Like I say, the concealer that I used wasn't working for me. It might brighten up some under eyes, but I think perhaps a mix of the fact that it was too dark a colour and it wasn't high coverage enough for me for the area that I wanted it wasn't great. However, if you're looking to cover up breakouts and blemishes and things, they do have the stick concealers, which are not suitable for me anymore, but may be suitable for you. They have lots and lots of things available, which I feel are definitely more for their target audience than they are for me. But at the same time, there's lots of lip colours out there, eye colours, cheek colours that still definitely appeal to me and work really, really well. Overall, Natural Collection's definitely an underrepresented brand, I would say, especially given the cost, something that we should maybe be talking about a little bit more, especially from a budget beauty blogger. I perhaps have been kind of letting you down in the Natural Collection arena, but hopefully if you guys have any specific recommendations from the brand, you can let me know and I'll try some more for kind of future videos. Any of the products that I've tried that potentially need a follow-up, things like the eyeliner, which I really liked the applicator and how it applied, but you know, it wasn't super black, but I could do another coat. I will follow up at some point in kind of a currently loving or loathing video and let you know how that worked out. But if you'd like any other follow-ups, then let me know and I'll try and include that in a further future video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I know it was kind of a rambly get through it kind of video, and the lighting wasn't great for the first part of it, but hopefully this part where you can actually see the colours and how everything applied will make up for it. I think that the little highlightery colour was really nice actually in the end, but definitely would have been nicer if this had been a bit brighter underneath. And the lip colour, very, very nice. The applicator definitely lets it down because the formula itself is very, very thin, and by comparison the applicator is quite rough, but I do like the formula. It feels really nice, and the colour of that lip liner, perfect as well. Now they just need to do something about brows, so I could fill these in and it would all be right with the world. But I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!